Oh hey, are you a renter who went crazy with renter-friendly decor and now you have to move and face the consequences of your own actions? Then you're gonna love Unmaking my apartment with me. Welcome back to a very special, very exciting, and kind of bittersweet episode of Laugh Cry DIY. On this channel, I have done so many renter-friendly projects to make over my apartment, and I am finally moving, and now is the day when it must all come down. And I know that many renters are hesitant to decorate their apartments because they don't want to deal with what I'm having to deal with today. But today, I'm gonna show you all of my tips and tricks and hacks to get down wallpaper of all types, peel and stick flooring, plus patching and dealing with holes that are a little big. So let's take a walk down memory lane and undo some of my favorite projects. And we're gonna start today by taking down all of the wallpaper. So here's the sitch. In my house, I have 3 types of wallpaper: a pre-pasted, a peel and stick wallpaper, and I have a wallpaper that I put up with liquid starch, which is generally renter friendly and a great hack if you are using unpasted wallpaper and want to be able to take it down. But we're gonna start our wallpaper removal today with my bedroom wallpaper, which, let me tell you, I don't think I will ever use pre-pasted wallpaper again because you have to soak it in the tub and you have to fold it and you have to let the glue, excuse me. Okay, bye. Anyway, so you have to let it soak and you have to let the glue activate and then you have to put them up wet. And let me tell you, this room was hell to put up because I was putting up the panels and I didn't do enough overlap. And when I woke up in the morning, every panel had like a 2 millimeters between it and I almost died. So I tried to take some down and use liquid starch, my usual renter-friendly hack, to put them back up. And that has worked. Again, it's been a couple years, but there's too many different variables with like what's going on. So in general, I think what I'm gonna do is this. I am going to use a handheld steamer. This is my favorite thing on earth. I will link it below. It's a travel steamer. It's so little. It has a heat panel here and then it also steams on the side. So just to be helpful, I'm going to steam some of the panels that I know are just the pre-pasted glue, just to see if that helps add a little moisture to bring that glue down easier. Okay, so already I tried to lift a little corner here to see, and it is mostly coming down. There's some tough spots, so that's where I'm gonna bring the steamer in. Okay, wait, I'm gonna try a second hack. This is, I put some warm water and a little bit of fabric softener in this. Also, another note, I have flat paint in my house. Flat paint can be tricky when you're wallpapering because it doesn't have that level of shine like other paints. And so it can actually like absorb glue and adhesive and other things. So it can be a little tricky. Conversely, it's very easy to paint over as need be. And I am gonna add some extra heat just because. I sprayed it down again. I'm gonna let that water sit for like 5 or 10 minutes. They say let it like really absorb in and we will see if that is a little bit better. Oh, and while we wait for those to dry, I wanna show you a little tip for getting out any screws that have wall anchors in them. A lot of times people will take out the screw and then they will try to dig in to get the wall anchor, but this is the easier thing to do. Keep that screw in and just reverse screw it out halfway. And then you can take your hammer and pull it out easy peasy. And then we're just gonna hit it with spackle. But I told you I was gonna be honest and show you the tips and tricks and hacks for realistic rental undoing. And we have a little bit of a problem here. This hole actually crumbled out pretty hardcore. And I feel like this is the part where a lot of people cry and they freak out, but don't worry. I have here a little roll of drywall tape. It's sticky on one side and it has this like mesh net material. And I'm simply gonna cut a little bit over and place it right over. You can see it right over there. And then we're gonna take some joint compound, which is similar to spackle, but it's more heavy duty and it takes a little longer to dry. But it's the same idea. It's pink, it dries when it's white. So you're just gonna spackle it right over. And that netting helps hold this to the wall. And depending on how it's looking, you might need a few coats, but you just smooth that on real easy, real simple, and then sand her down. Also, another pro tip, get a little bowl or something because as you're going around, you're gonna find so many more like little nails or unexpected things that you should just collect. I have this little screw one. It's really cool because it's magnetic, but you can make your own or just use a regular bowl because sometimes hardware can be reused, so. Okay, while I wait for that side to soak up, this is the side I know that I put on with liquid starch, and let's just do a preliminary pull to see. So much easier. It's not even like leaving residue. You can like literally whisper, it'll fall off. Hey girl. No damage on flat paint. Gorgeous. Can we just take a moment to talk about the beauty of this print? Of course I want to keep it, but like look at the back. It's too nasty and sometimes you gotta let it go, but it's a beauty. Okay, so looks like soaking is a winner. So there is still some residue. So what I did was I mixed up some water and some dish soap and a little bit of baking soda. And I'm just gonna go over with the damp rag. Honestly, I don't know that you can see this, but this little mixture is pretty cool. But so far it's totally working. Okay, so I just did a big wipe down. I did use a little magic eraser at certain points. One note about that, if you're gonna do that, magic eraser is actually kind of like a really fine sandpaper. So sometimes it can take paint off the walls if you have colored walls. So that's just something to know. But I think it's looking pretty good. Next wallpaper, we're gonna deal with peel and stick. Okay, we are standing here in my closet office. You may remember on this channel, we did a whole fun little makeover, put in a little desk, put in a little light, and now it is time to unwallpaper this wallpaper, which is a peel and stick. I have my little hair dryer in case we need to melt the adhesive, and I'm gonna grab my little box cutter just to see if it can help me get it up in that corner. Great. I believe this is Roommate brand. Wow, I'm not feeling any residue. Dang. And again, guys, if you'll notice, I am pulling down. Also, this is actually the second time I've used this print on the channel. I did it for my office, and I also did it for a very like blue jungle bathroom, which I will also link below. But I gotta say, I am just so impressed. This is a very affordable peel and stick, and I'm just loving it. Okay. The very sad, very tragic time has come to deconstruct my beloved dining room wallpaper. You might remember we put this up. It is this beautiful, epic jungle mural, which I would also like to preserve, but honestly, it's just too custom cut for this space, so we're not gonna be able to do that. But this was an unpasted wallpaper that we put up with liquid starch, which is my favorite hack to make a renter-friendly wallpaper. So this should be very quick. So we're gonna see how she comes down. I'm so sad. You guys ever get deep sad grief when you have to undo your decor? I love my little monkey, but it's time. That's all it takes. And lest we forget, I have my little sloth in here, my little cutie pie sloth. Adios. Okay, so took everything down, inspecting, almost no damage. There's like the tiniest little, tiny like paint peel spot, but otherwise really good. One thing I do have is some kind of sort of like shadow dust line. And to hit those, I'm just taking a little magic eraser and boom, she's gone. Okay, and I will show you where this little tiny paint peel is. And for that, we're gonna fill with spackle. It's so shallow, it should not be an issue at all. And also for that little spackle spot, I will smooth it down, but I don't even think I'll have to paint over it because of this flat white wall. It should blend in fine. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe these down a little bit, but otherwise, we're looking good. Guys, this is so sad. I know. You'll have more beautiful wallpapers in your life. Okay, we gotta move on. Okay, we are gonna tackle my little vanity area. You guys may recall, I did a little vanity makeover. We painted these arches, very cute, and now they must go. But like all painting projects, first, we gotta remove what's on the wall and then patch. All right, guys, these are dry. I like to take just a damp cloth to start, and usually that's enough. And now it is what time? It is paint time. And let me tell you this, when you are going to do touch-ups on your apartment, I don't care if you have to bribe your handyman or your property manager, bribe somebody to find out what color the paint wall is. And also you need to know the finish. I have flat paint here and satin paint on the door. So I just went and got a sample of just the flat paint, just to, ooh, off camera. Also, although I did not do it, a really easy thing to do is cover your paint tray in foil so that it's easy cleanup. I am out of foil, so look at that, YouTubers, they're just like you. Okay guys, I'm gonna do a second coat and we will be back. Oh hey, would you look at that? We actually ended up doing 3 coats of paint and here it is, and you can't tell that anything was ever there. Shh. Okay, moving on. All right guys, it's bathroom time. And this is probably the room I did the most in. We have paint, we have floor tiles, and we have this cabinet, which is not painted, it is actually contact paper. And today we're gonna start by getting this bad boy off. This is still one of my favorite DIYs I did in the apartment. Nobody ever noticed that this was contact paper. And I will show you a little sneaky sneak hack I did to make this even easier to come off. But first, we gotta get this hardware. There was these cute little gold hex knobs. Okay, our number 1 tool here is going to be a hairdryer to kind of warm up adhesive. That said, whenever you're removing peel and stick, it does take a little bit of trial and error because sometimes when you heat up the adhesive, it makes it melt and stick more. Sometimes when you heat it up, it totally removes cleanly. So it really depends, and sometimes you just gotta try a test spot. But I did do a test corner here, and I think I'm gonna pull it off straight. Don't pull out, pull down. That helps a little bit. But truly, no tackiness. Amazing. Okay, the irony is, look how slow I really am going. That's like an inch a minute. Ooh, so you can see here, I did the whole thing front and back, and now, although I didn't film this project for the channel, I do have a video on how to contact paper cabinets, which I will link below. Okay, got everything off the back, and here is my sneaky trick that is gonna make the front so much easier to take off. Ready? This is so brilliant. Ah, I'm so smart. So, as you can see here, these are inset drawers, which are kind of difficult to contact paper. So I just cut a piece of poster board and taped that over it and then contact papered over that. And that has held up for so many years, comes clean off. Oh, so good. This totally worked, awesome, no stickiness, amazing. But it's important that you know that if you're gonna contact paper cabinets, they cannot be like painted wood, like that have been painted with house paint. They have to be something that is like prefab or melamine, where it's kind of a factory finish like on it, because if it's just regular paint, it will peel off. But this is a beauty. Love her, she did great, and we're gonna get her back on. Oh, by the way, when I'm doing cabinets or something like that, I always find it easier to halfway screw all 4 in so that it stays up, and then you can go in and tighten. That way you don't screw the top one and then the rest of them, you're struggling to find the holes. You know? All right, and I'm getting the original hardware. I always just make a little box of everything that came original with the piece, and then I swap it out. So another simple tip. And folks, she's back. All right guys, next up we have our floor. These are tile stickers by Snazzy Decals. And again, I'm seeing if it's better to use the hairdryer or just peel it up straight. So we're gonna do 1 and 1. Let's start with peeling it up straight. They definitely had some use, some wear and tear, and because of the unevenness of any of the core tiles, some of that meant that some little like dings and stuff were happening. It maybe wasn't completely smooth, but overall, I loved them. I gotta say, these are incredible. Snazzy Decals, absolutely worth it. Literally, completely smooth. And again, these have been down for 4 years. This is crazy. I had these down and they had recaulked the toilet. So when I pulled this up, it did peel a little bit of the caulking with it, but I will recaulk that after. And for the rest of it, I'm actually just gonna cut around so that I don't lift up more of the caulking. So good. Okay, it's hard to film in here, but as you will recall, I peeled up the tile stickers and I accidentally peeled off some of the caulking around the toilet. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that real quick with beautiful, simple caulk gun. And there's a lot of different techniques and hacks. Really, you want like a little damp rag next to you. I'm using a little glove just for funsies, but I'm just gonna fill that in. And then I dampen my little finger here and run that right around. And we're good. All right, moving on. And now you know what time it is. It is drop cloth and paint time. Oh, and pro tip. Oftentimes when you're moving, you are probably gonna get yourself a new shower liner because it's either probably time or you're just like, let's get a new one for the new place. So always smart to keep your old shower liner and use that as a drop cloth as well. Wow. Oh, and sometimes that means cutting your shower curtain in half and wrapping it around the back of the toilet. ASMR. All right, it is paint time officially. We have paint, we have paintbrush, we have extra paint, and we have the tool I use in just about every painting video, which is an edger, which makes it really easy to cut in on all of the edges, which you need to do first before you start rolling. And also, because emotionally I know it feels like painting a bathroom is like so much work, but I actually am gonna go ahead and time this just to see how long it actually takes me to get this bad boy done. Are we ready for the beginning of a cool time lapse? Boom. Really quick, just for the record, I didn't realize I have some hardened paint on the edge of this, so this edger is dead. We're gonna go old school, like our grandfathers did with a paintbrush. Okay. And we're done, and we are at 40:58, so not bad. We're gonna give this a second coat and we're gonna be done. All right. Oh, would you look at that? We have beautiful white walls and we're done in here. Next up, we're tackling gallery wall. I don't remember what is nailed in and what is command stripped in, and we're about to find out. Okay, sorry, but how cute is this little portrait of my cat? Okay, so we have nails and command strips, and this is the perfect opportunity to show you how to correctly take off a command strip. You don't want to rip it off. You want to pull wherever it says, whichever direction, all the way down, nice and slow, and then you're gonna get a nice boom. And just go really slow. It's also easy to like snap that part and you don't want to do that. Okay, now where I just pulled that command strip off, you will notice a little bit of residue. So what I'm doing is taking a little rubbing alcohol on a cotton pad. I'm gonna rub that on, and you can see, takes it off. But one note, this is pretty strong, so it can actually like eat through your paint pretty quickly. So just be really light and quick. So I'm gonna hit all the command strips and then I'm going to patch the nails. I think you guys get the patching holes part. So moving on. Okay guys, we have come to what I thought would be the easiest part of this DIYing my house. And turns out that we've always gotta have one thing that is a what? Moment of hell. And that is this little washi tape. I took washi tape and I did this little accent wall, super fun, cute pattern, very easy, very fun. I've done it in other apartments, but the problema in this apartment is that I have what? Flat paint, which means it really absorbed the adhesive. And so unfortunately, we have major residue left behind. Okay, so we have wall here, and then you can see behind each one, we have a little bit of residue. First, let's get these all off and then we'll deal with that. Okay, they're all off. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have actually tested on the other wall where I also had these, every possible thing you could use to get residue off. Baking soda, residue remover, whatever concoction, rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol seemed to be the best, but it actually ate away the paint around it. So I don't know if you can see here, it's like you can see the two lines and everything else around it is smooth because it ate it away. Also, because this is so old and dried on, it's not tacky, I have realized that honestly, the smartest and best thing to do would just be to sand all these little spots down and paint the whole wall. It's actually totally smooth, it's just discolored. Is that what we wanted to do today? Absolutely not. So, I gotta go to the store, I'll be back. Okay, so the good news is that I actually went and got a fresh pad for my edger, which I did not use in the bathroom, but I can use now. Clicks right on. Okay, and then you just take it, you dib dab it right in, and then you can just take this right on the edge, and you slow pull that down. You see it? Okay. Okay, we're good. And I'm actually only doing one coat because that's all it needs. Just a little, beep, little touch up. Okay. Alrighty guys, and I saved this for last because it's the one thing I don't want to take down in this whole apartment. But you may or may not remember that I built this whole foam fireplace into this funky little closet inset. And I would love to keep it there for the next person because this is epic and who wouldn't want that? But unfortunately it does have to go. And so tragically, this is the saddest moment of my life. At least it'll be good ASMR. Ready? RIP. I wish I could like give this to somebody, but honestly, it's too busted and we just can't. But oh, what a beautiful time we had. Let's cherish the memories forever. All right guys, here we are. To be honest, I don't know where we are in this video because I've been doing so many projects, but all in all, we have wallpaper down, we have tile stickers on the floor up, we have bathroom repainted, we have this wall repainted, we have fireplace gone, and I am ready to collapse and hopefully get my deposit back. Did I get it? Will we know in time for this video? All in all, I'm very happy that I went to all this trouble. I lived in a beautiful home, I undid it, and now I'm ready to make my next place even more beautiful. But first, I'm gonna collapse. Okay, bye.